out of respect to the board members' times and our guests, thank you for being here. Note to anybody who's driving anywhere, don't take whatever that exit is, or you won't be able to get anywhere.
It's off of 81 where you go on to the Brandywine. There was an accident, so I had to go all the way out to
Kirkwood, there it is.
Kirkwood to come back.
Kirkwood's beautiful this time of year.
Scenic route.
Yep. Okay, well, thank you all for being here. Call the meeting to order. We have minutes that have been circulated to the members of the board previously. This time I'd welcome any suggestions for corrections or changes to those minutes. If we have none, I'd then entertain a motion to accept the minutes as prepared.
So
I thought Wendy was motioning, but she was not. Mike and Chris, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It carries. All right, I think we have a reasonably concise agenda today. That doesn't mean that a lot of activity hasn't been happening, of course. But I think we will move right on to the executive director's report. Jess, if you want to work us through that.
So quite a bit of what I'm going to express today is reiterations from last month, but just with, you know, some progress or some significant progress. So our City American Rescue Plan Act and Land Bank Initiative Phase 2 Rehabilitation Project updates. Currently, the Land Bank has 10 properties in our inventory for this program. As the board's aware, we've listed 14 McNamara Avenue, 8 Gray Street, and 33 Elm Street with our realtor, John Farrell, Exit Realty Homeward Bound. And I am pleased to express that within 24 hours of announcing those homes for sale, that we've received viable purchase offers. That said, our policy states that we will list all homes for 2 weeks and then begin reviewing offers at that time. So that date is September 22nd. So later this week, I plan to get in touch with, or John actually plans to get in touch with me, and then we can start taking a look at the offers. But I'm happy to report we have a lot of interest.
Great, McNamara looks great. Has everyone did the press conference
Yeah,
today?
yeah.
Yeah, it looks great. If you haven't been over there and you want to check it out, got a
Beautiful.
little time.
Yep. Malarkey Construction's continuing their work at 170 Waller Street on the east side and should be completed in the coming week or two. Once that project's completed, we'll list that home and likely hold another media event as well. L2 Studio is well underway with the designs for both 27 Columbia Avenue and 5 Tremont Avenue on the south side. We've had several meetings to discuss both sets of designs, and we're hoping to stagger the bids of the projects within 4 weeks of one another, and 5 Tremont Ave should be going out fairly soon. We're in the process of closing on 21 Walnut Street and for Bob Chan to begin his project over there. As a reminder, we've awarded $100,000 in ARPA funds to the developer and up to $150,000 in VRP funds to assist with the project. So we just got the contract documents out, and Bob should be returning them fairly soon and starting to get going on that project. We're really excited. The board is aware that we did issue a very similar RFP for the purchase and redevelopment at 181 Holly Street in Center City. We did not receive any responses to that RFP, but we've been in contact with several of the individuals and groups that we've showed the property to. And we plan to make a few minor tweaks to the RFP and reissue that very soon here. The primary challenge that some of the folks told us was just a quick turnaround time for a proposal. Some of the folks just want a little bit more time. So that's what we intend to tweak in the RFP itself. In total, with all potential projects in the works, we'll be meeting the minimum ARPA obligation of 10 projects, 8 single family and 2 two-family homes. But we're always looking for more projects, and we'll continue to work with the county administration, legislature, and real property tax service to identify properties not only for this program, but all of the land banks programs. We believe we will have enough funding for just about another general construction contract for a single family home, bringing our final deliverable to 11 in 2026 is what our hope is. Under our County American Rescue Plan Act demo project updates, and we're also using Land Bank Initiative Phase 2 funding. There is an item on today's agenda to award our most recent demo bid to LCP Group. Out of the 8 contractors who attended our pre-bid for this round, LCP was the lowest of 6 that bid the project. As a reminder, this round will include the former Russell's Steakhouse in West Endicott, 61 Park Ave and 26 Overland Drive in the city of Binghamton, and 7 Church Road in the town of Lisle. After this round of demolition projects, we don't have any slated properties in our inventory, but Rob and I will continue to keep our eyes peeled for future sites, either from the foreclosure list or from project partners, donations, things of that nature. Just always kind of looking for projects generally. Our HCR Land Bank Initiative operating funds or administrative funds, we have executed our new grant for 2025-2026. It totals $200,000, and there will be an option to renew for an additional year. On today's agenda, we added a resolution authorizing an amendment to the agreement. I'll get into that during the item, but it's largely a date adjustment. HCR wants all the land banks statewide to be on the same cycle. Previous to this, every land bank's cycle was starting out on either August 25th, August 27th. They want all the land banks to start out on September 1st. So that's what the amendment is. Our phase 2 or P2 capital funds from HCR under Land Bank Initiative. We have a combined $2 million. This funding will continue to support the land bank's demolition program, pre-development expenses towards our renovation programs, as well as acquisition and subsequent rehabilitation wherever we happen to do those projects. Under our vacant rental program, moving through it quite well. Obviously, the review of the applications is taking a little bit of time, getting to the sites and doing a feasibility study and putting together scopes of work. We want to make sure that we're just staggering the projects in a way where we're getting we're not overwhelming our contractors and having them do too much at once, therefore driving up the cost. But we still have a lot of interest in the program. All of the more than 30 applications still stand. Our construction managers are continuing to visit sites. There is one application before the board today, which we'll discuss in more detail in a few minutes, but we're excited about another project getting up and running. Our first project that's underway is 9 Waldo Ave in the village of Endicott. It is coming along nicely. Just chatted with our construction manager today. Everything's going very well. The property owners are also very happy. Chatted with them last week. They said the contractor is great. They also congratulated us on our announcement of our single family homes that we had last week. The property owner congratulated us on that. She's like, oh, I saw you folks on the news. So even this program itself is just kind of getting the land bank's name out there and getting folks to recognize what we do in the community as a.
Jess, would there be an opportunity for us, I mean, I know it's privately owned and whatnot, but there'd be an opportunity for us to take a look or even maybe hold some kind of media event over there to help get the word out about what we're up to?
I'll definitely chat with the property owners about that, but the property owners did have to, they were required to sign a photograph release. So we are allowed to take as many photos as we want.
You can just check it out, bring
Yeah.
all the board members to see what.
These property owners are fantastic. I
Yeah.
don't think they would have any opposition to that.
Great.
Mhm. Yep. Then the projects at 18 McGatt Street and 7 Carhart Ave are shaping up to get underway soon. And just as another reminder, the New York State Legislature allocated an additional $40 million for this program, and HCR has opened a round of funding for areas that are currently not being serviced by the program, but anticipates a round for currently funded organizations to reapply later this fall. Our administrative and housekeeping items, as a reminder to the board, this is the last year of our contract with Mondorf and Fenwick for professional accounting services. We did issue a new RFP and we received 15 proposals. 2 are local firms to Broome County, several are from Syracuse, and the rest are either completely out of our area or out of state. After our internal review of the proposals, we'll make a recommendation for award at the October board meeting. And again, as a reminder, this will be a yearly contract up to 3 years. Our next quarterly Land Bank Association call is in October, but there are optional monthly check-ins that they have started to offer for members. Rob has been participating in them just to kind of see what the association's chatting about and what other items are coming up for discussion. And as a reminder to the full board, our land bank budget will need to be considered and adopted by the finance committee and the full board by the end of October per ABO guidelines of October 31st. Rob and I have been putting that together and we'll look to have that considered and approved by the board in October. And we'll be looking to schedule a finance committee meeting as well. So we'll reach out to the finance committee and get that all set up. As it relates to our investments, we have included a copy of the monthly statement of our deposit placement agreement with MBT and Intrafee for you all to take a look at. We'll continue to include these in the packets moving forward as they generate on a monthly basis. And our second $500,000 certificate of deposit will fully mature this month, and we'll move those funds directly into the deposit placement agreement with MBT when it matures. This process has been really smooth. It's really easy to access Intrafee's platform and see exactly where all of our funds are and how much they are earning in interest. I've really liked it so far.
Jess, is it accurate to say, like if I'm looking at where the, page number, anyway, on the top, 2 of 2. Is it accurate to say that the original deposit was, M85 was 240,000 and we're at 247 right now based on original, deposit, or am I misreading that?
Yep, so on 8/6, when our first CD matured at 504,999.90, so almost $505,000, I placed those right in the ICS. And then I placed an additional $240,000 from our savings account into the ICS. So our original deposit was about $745,000. So yes, we sit at $747,151.90.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
And that is it. That's all I have.
Jessica, can you just clarify, on Holly Street with the RFP?
Yep.
Is there a due date, for that? Is that something we decide as the land bank? And we've just seen sometimes somebody needs longer,
Mhm.
somebody less.
What do we typically give, like a month?
Yeah, thank you.
We typically give anywhere from, 3 weeks and 1 day to a month.
Okay.
But for something like this, I think we'll probably go out with 5 or 6 weeks. Right, Rob? That's
Yeah.
kind of what I'm thinking.
One thing I would just mention as she relates to the timeline, there was somebody who was not on our initial distribution list,
Okay,
who learned about this
Mhm.
days leading up to the weekend of Labor Day holiday, showed them the property that Friday before Labor Day,
Hmm.
and the due date was September 8th. So it only gave them a very short window to try to get all their ducks in a row. I called them because they were one of the few that viewed the property. I'm waiting to hear back from a few others that did see the site as well. But they said we were really interested. We were just trying to work out our financing and our lending, and we just couldn't get it all done in less than a week.
so basically though, when we do an RFP, the average is somewhere between 5.5 and 6 weeks or
Yeah.
something. Okay,
Mhm. Yeah.
thank you.
Good. All right, any other questions? Hey, Tark. Sorry, I didn't notice you. Welcome.
He snuck in.
Snuck in, yes. Any other questions for Jess? Anything on the finances that either you or Rob would want, financial reports that you and Rob would want to point out?
Not anything crazy.
All right, good. All right, thank you for that. Then let's move on to public and community advisory panel comments. With respect to those who are here as guests today, there will be an opportunity for you to address the board when we get to your project. Although if you want to say anything else, or just generally about the land bank, you're welcome to do that. But we will give you a chance to speak when we get to your item on the agenda, which is actually the first one. But at this time, I would welcome anyone from the public or the community advisory panel to address the board. And we ask that for a period of not more than 5 minutes, you introduce yourself and speak on items related to a land bank operations or projects. Do we have anybody wishing to address the board? Okay, then we will declare the public comment period closed and we'll move on to our new business. We have an item as aforementioned, which I think we'll get a little more information on here and allow our guests to speak on behalf of it as well. We have a resolution authorizing the executive director to enter into an agreement with Deborah Hogan for the purposes of utilizing a portion of the land bank's VRP program funding for the rehab of 140 Holly Street in the city of Binghamton. Jess, Rob?
So Ms. Hogan's application was one of the first applications, the land bank received. It was very, very well put together, so thank you. Ms. Hogan is seeking up to $75,000 in VRP funds for the rehab of 140 Holly Street in the city of Binghamton. It's currently a 3-family home. She's requesting funding for one of the units that's been vacant, and uninhabitable for quite some time. She qualifies for the program as an eligible property owner who resides locally and has agreed to the land bank's rental limit at or below FMV, earning herself a full 100 points for this project. Our construction managers took a look at it. I believe the feasibility report is in, yes, the feasibility report is in the packet. So we got some pictures there, and they believe, Sheila and Jordan believe that this is a viable project. Largely, Ms. Hogan has taken pretty good care of this property. It just needs a little bit of help being largely stabilized. Windows, insulation, roofs, a roof, largely that kind of stuff, and some we're gonna have a little bit of lead work, but that's largely a summary.
Okay. Um. Would you like to say anything to the board about the project? Tell us about what you're planning to do.
Sharon. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. With great pride, just a wee bit of history. On October 27, 1993, I purchased my home at 139 Holly Street. It was purchased with funds from a fruit and vegetable stand and part-time jobs at the age of 25. A year later, I started consumer information services consulting based upon my former job at the New York State Attorney General's office. It was an honor to be part of a very vibrant community with second and third generations having been there. Many community organizations, churches, places of worship. I became involved with Neighborhood Watch. And one of those things was getting to know your neighbors. And directly across the street at 140 Holly Street, there had been a family-owned home that was then rented out. And I had the distinct honor of meeting my neighbor, David Palmer. He was a senior citizen who lived with, I believe his 15, 16-year-old child mixed dog, Teddy. And when he knocked on my door to say, Deborah, I don't have hot water, and I couldn't understand, the landlord was refusing to do that. So I allowed him to get ready in my home. The next thing came was a foreclosure notice. What am I going to do? A senior citizen with a beloved dog. That's not going to go far. I met with the owner, and for 2 years, without owning the property, started doing repairs while they took full care of an estate and foreclosure. So I became proud owner in 2001. Dave and I puttered around both buildings to bring it up. But as time went on, it's a building 1930 built, and well, I've done my best to keep it up. This is my Frederick, who was also part of that, refinishing the wood floors, keeping it. There's also a background for my parents when they first went to an apartment on the south side. It was a week of cleaning. When any of my units are put out, while I may not be able to do it, I'm there supervising. The walls are washed, windows, everything is done spick and span, so that the people coming in for this to be their home have a nice place to live. It's not the Taj Mahal, but as you can see from the picture, take pride in trying to present a viable, affordable, and as Tarek knows, ridiculously low rent. But wanting to make it affordable, so I was able to provide a home that Teddy passed in. And that my neighbor Dave transitioned. I come before you seeking help with repairs with his unit specifically. There have been water both in the bedroom and in the kitchen. I had repairs done. I've had students, Banting University professors in this particular unit. And while I had done the repairs and was ready to market with severe storms, the items that I had repaired became an issue again. And this was a new situation and was not able to have the funds nor the help to proceed with that. But I'm committed. I'm not going anywhere. I just need the legs and capital to make this a viable home once again. And the other thing is a side note, we have ninja squirrels on Holly Street. My neighbors at 138 feed them on the hotel in the middle, and food is provided at 142. So that's just a fun fact that the soffits is part of the school.
Yeah.
So I took the report application very seriously. I treated it like my college thesis. So I apologize if it was a bit long, but wanting to cover the details during this. With that said, I hope you can measure the depth of commitment and pride, not only in the two buildings, but in my neighborhood. So
Thanks, Deborah.
respectfully consider.
Yeah, we haven't run into each other in probably in a few years, but I've always known you to be committed to the neighborhood. And we appreciate that. This is to renovate one unit in that home, in that building. Are the other ones occupied? The other ones, are you looking for, to eventually do something similar with them? Or is it just this one that really needs the work? Like, what's the story with it's a 3-unit building, right?
The second floor is been rented.
Oh.
That actually was a person who was considered and qualified for the YMC program for. We didn't do that contract, but he's my tenant and is 5 or 6 years, I think, with me now. But he's also having rain intrusions.
So the roof kind of work probably is what's needed there.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the first floor, that had, roof issues as well. And I paid a person that gouged me, to try to do the repairs and actually be there on my side, until it's, so they don't worry with any intrusion into their.
So maybe as part of, we're looking at this as one unit project, but involves roof, it'll probably improve the situation in the other units too.
It's an issue. The
Yeah.
other 2 units.
Mhm.
And,
Is this a 3rd floor unit? Is that what this?
no, it's a very unique
Mhm.
layout.
Okay.
As you look at the building, there's 2 front doors off the front.
Yes, I see
porch.
that.
The door on the left goes to this entire second floor with a back porch.
Mhm.
The first floor is like a shotgun, living room to kitchen, and then walls, 2 bedrooms and a, bathroom. Down the driveway, you'll see.
I see that.
It is apartment,
Yep.
and it's an L-shaped wrap-around. So it was, I believe, added upon, to encapsulate, multi-generational home.
Yeah.
For the previous families.
Thank you.
It's a nice backyard too.
Other comments, questions for Ms. Hogan? Yeah.
How does that affect the assessment of the property?
So I chatted with the city assessor, because most of the applications are coming out of the city. I chatted with the city assessor about this program generally. the city assessor expressed that generally speaking, one-to-one replacements or one-to-one in-kind replacements would not call for a reassessment. Like, so roof replacements, windows, things like that. Where the assessor is going to increase assessment is when there's a significant investment in the property, i.e. land bank properties, generally, single-family land bank properties. Or increase in square footage, which this program doesn't allow. So, this program is largely one-for-one replacements.
Shouldn't trigger. a
It
reassessment.
should not trigger a reassessment. That being said, a building permit is pulled and technically speaking, the assessor would have the ability to reassess based upon that. But it is such a small investment, that it's, I don't want to speak for the city assessor, but I believe it's unlikely.
Okay.
Great. Other comments, questions?
I'll make a motion.
Yes, thank you, Rich.
Second.
We have a motion with Tony. Thank you. It was second. Any other questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. If not, all those in favor of authorizing the executive director to enter into an agreement with Deborah Hogan?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That carries. Congratulations. Now all the mounds and mounds and mounds of paperwork come. Good luck. Good luck to you. Yeah, we're excited to see. Yes.
And like to try very close.
I drive down that pretty much every day on my way into the office, so we'll definitely be keeping our eye out. And, when you get done, we'd love to, if you're open to it or barge in, but we'd love to check things out.
You know, I do host open houses. So you have the bit of experience.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your commitment to that area too. Thank you for that. All right, good. Congratulations. Jess and Rob will be in touch.
Thank you.
Yep. Yep, you can take your leave. Yep,
Uh-huh.
or you're welcome to stay if you wish. No one ever takes us up on that offer. I don't know why, so. All right, next up on the agenda, item number 7, we have a resolution authorizing amendment to the agreement with New York State Housing Trust Fund Corporation for the administration of land bank grant, 2025 through 2026. You've already, briefed the board on this, but you want to give the 30-second?
So just as
Okay.
a reminder, this is our operating funds to help us operate the organization, $200,000 per 12-month period. And the way that HCR has this set up is every land bank is now going to be starting on the first day of September. Every land bank across New York that has this funding. So I'm just coming to the board asking for an amendment to the term, as opposed to late August to late August. It's September 1st to August 30th. Just a
Yep.
formality.
Not substantive, just term-based.
Yep.
Okay, any questions, comments? Not entertain a motion to authorize the amendment of this agreement. Do we have a motion? Mike, thank you. Do we have a second? Chris, thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That carries. Resolution number 8, resolution awarding a contract for asbestos demolition and limited site work at 3 vacant residential properties, and non-asbestos demolition and limited site work at 1 vacant commercial property in Broome County to LCP Group.
Yep.
You've already described this, but 30 seconds and then we'll vote.
Yep. So LCP's bid was, total base bid with the alternate was 7 Church Road, just ensuring that the board had a chance to formally act upon that, and same thing with the Broome County Legislature to act upon what they have to act upon. We added it as an add alternate, so the total base bid plus the alternate is $94,600.
I don't know how you're reading that, by the way.
Sorry.
That is the tiniest font I have ever seen.
I'm trying to save
When you
paper.
get to a certain age, you can't read things that small anymore. Yeah, you're doing great.
You know, I'm saving the planning department paper.
Good work.
So-
That's Tony's 10%.
yes.
That's fine, you know.
10%. Commissioner.
I am asking the board for 105, not to exceed amount of $105,000, just in case we come across anything that we're not expecting. So about just $10,000 extra. We don't expect that to be the case, but 7 Church Road is a little questionable. So if there's like an underground tank or anything happening up in Lyle. So,
The legislature, this is moving through the legislative process as well. It's anticipated the legislature will act on those 2 resolutions on Thursday at our session. One to authorize an agreement with a neighboring property owner for access to the site. and the other one to, enter an agreement with the land bank for purposes of demolishing county-owned property.
Mhm.
So I think this is a good one. Good work suggesting this one. Okay, any questions, any comments? If not, then I'd entertain a motion, to award the contract to LCP Group. We have a motion. Tony, thank you. We have a second. Wendy, thank you. Any other questions or comments?
Thank you.
Yep, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That carries. Okay, good work. We're on to old business. Is there any old business or other new business that we've overlooked that we should, talk about today? Hearing none, Rob, when's the next meeting?
It is October 21st.
October 21st, there it is. Okay, anything else to come before the board? If not, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Mike, thank you. Chris, thank you. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Was that?